is Stacy Familia. I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator with Harvard University Employees Credit Union. Um, we're going to talk about mortgages today. A lot of questions that I get asked when I meet with somebody is, and they're not ready to start buying a house just yet, but they just want to know where to start. It's basically, where do I start? And a good place to start would be to check your credit, to make sure that there's nothing on your credit that's erroneous, or that is being reported incorrectly, or because accidents do happen, or that somebody has stolen your identity and there's a lot of negative stuff on your credit. If you start there, then you can correct and have enough time to correct anything that needs to be corrected before you start looking for a property. At the credit union, we look for a credit score between 620 and 830. We typically recommend a credit score of 720 or higher. With the credit union, one of the differences is that we don't do rate adjustments, meaning that whatever the rate you see is the rate that you get once you're ready to lock. Some places adjust the rate depending on the down payment, as well as depending on your credit score, and the credit union does not do that. To find out how much you can afford, first you want to become a member of the credit union with at least a savings account and a $5 deposit. That makes you a member, and that entitles you to take advantage of any of the products and services that we have to offer. Then to find out how much you can afford, we could do a pre-qualification, just to give you an idea of the amount that you can start shopping for a house, or you can do a pre-approval, which should be the next step, and that step will check your credit and ask for your proof of income. To get pre-approved, the application takes about 5 minutes. You just go into our website, huvcu.org, and then mortgages, and apply now and then get pre-approved. It shouldn't take that long. General guidelines to find out how much you can afford for a property is basically we look at that your housing payment for mortgage, for the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, that payment does not exceed 36% of your monthly gross income, which is your income before taxes. And then when we look at the credit, we looked at all of the debts that appear on your credit, plus your housing payment does not exceed 43%. And that's of your gross monthly income. There's 2 loan limit options. One is a conforming loan, the other one is a jumbo loan. For the conforming loan, we basically looked at your loan amount is $598,000 or below. Any amount that's for a one-family property. If you're looking for a loan amount higher than that, then it will be a jumbo loan. And if the property is a 2-family property, we will look for a limit of $765,000, $550,000, and a 3-family is $925,000, $350,000. Typically, conforming loans have a lower interest rate than jumbo loans. For the down payment amounts, at the credit union, we require either 5%, or if you're a first-time home buyer and take a loan-like class that we offer is 3%. For multifamilies, we require 15% or 20% down payment if the multifamily is between 3 or 4 family. Any loan amount, any down payment amount below 20% requires PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. And that basically is an insurance that protects the lender in case of default, but it helps you get into the property without having to put at least 20% down payment. And the coverage will be for the down payment amount minus up until you reach the 20% down payment. We have 2 loan options. One is a fixed rate mortgage, the other one is an adjustable rate mortgage. The fixed rate mortgage, we have options between 30-year, 20-year, 15-year, 10-year. With adjustable rate mortgage is 5-1 ARM, 7-1, 10-1. And basically, with adjustable, the 5 and the 5-1 ARM is the rate that you lock for is fixed for 5 years. Then on year 6, the rate could change depending on what it is at that time. That product, the adjustable rate product, is more for somebody that knows that their income is going to increase, or somebody that knows that they're going to be in the property for longer than the term that they're choosing. Right now the rates are they're really low. Today for a first-time home buyer, the rate is 3.75. Before, when I bought my first property, it was 5.375. So the rates have gone down a little bit. So it is a good time to shop for a property. What are closing costs? Closing costs is basically all the costs associated with you getting the mortgage and getting into the property. There's an application fee, underwriting fee, which if you are first-time home buyer, those two fees are waived at the credit union. There's also an attorney fee, and that fee is discounted by $150 if you're a first-time home buyer. There's also, if you want to buy points, there's different fees that basically the county where you're buying the property charges in order for you to get into the property. So step by step, the first step, if you want to look into getting a mortgage, is to get pre-approved. Once you get pre-approved, then you can start shopping for a property. And then once you find a property that you like, to make an offer, the offer is accepted, then you submit a loan application. Once you submit a loan application, you want to submit a loan application after you've done an inspection, if you choose to have an inspection on the property, because that way you're more sure that that's the property you're going to buy. Then we'll give you a loan estimate. We'll ask you for supporting documentation, which is basically proof of income, information about the down payment, tax returns, and then we'll collect a fee for the appraisal. And at that time, you can also lock your rate if you're ready to lock. But you can lock your rate once you submit the application, or you can wait until you're ready to proceed and order the appraisal. So after you submitted the application and submitted the preliminary documentation, your application is processed, then it's underwritten. The underwriting is basically a loan officer makes a decision on your file after they look at all the documents. The loan could be approved with conditions, or it could have no conditions. If there are any conditions and you submitted the remaining conditions, then the loan is cleared to close by the underwriter. We'll check your credit report a few days before you're ready to close. So if you're looking to buy a property, once you start the process, I wouldn't recommend that you check your credit or buy any high-ticket items until you've done and you close on the property, because we're going to check your credit once again towards the end to make sure that you can still afford the property. Then the closing attorney will issue your closing disclosures, and then you close on the property. On the table there you find resources. There's information about condominiums, so it's a list of do's and don'ts. And there's my business cards and Natalia's business card. And we could set up a time, we could make an appointment in person or over the phone to discuss your particular, whatever you're looking to buy a property. That's it. Do we have any questions?
Is this only